Hello, this is Nikki Tamaya for Top Gear Philippines, and we're here with the 2021 Toyota Fortuner 2.8 4x4 LTD. This is a top-of-the-line Fortuner, sitting above the queue, sitting about 400,000 pesos above the queue. But is this fully kitted, fully dressed up, fully optioned, fully everything Fortuner worth 400,000 pesos more than the top dog? That's what we're here to find out. So from the outside, the Toyota Fortuner LTD brings a lot of drama. It sets itself apart from the regular Fortuner and the Q with a two-tone paint job, black roof over white pearlescent paint. The pearlescent paint is an extra 15,000 on top of the 2.404 million. It's got that different front bumper. It's got LED lights everywhere, LED sequential signal lights. Very Knight Rider-ish. If you don't know what Knight Rider is, please look it up. On the inside, it brings even more drama. Lots of black and red leather with red contrast stitching. It feels very sporty, very futuristic. There's LED mood lighting everywhere, and it feels a lot like, again, Knight Rider, you know? Okay, whatever. But it's very sporty, and it feels very bespoke and special. On top of that, it has extra safety kit, side curtain airbags. It also has the JBL 9-speaker sound system, which is the piece de resistance of the package, because it's the one that you will feel every minute you're driving it. It's a tub-a-thub thumping system. I must say, it is pretty powerful. There's a lot of bass coming out of it, but sound depends greatly on the source. You're listening to high-definition songs on Spotify. You get a lot of clarity, a lot of power, a lot of bass. So that JBL system is attached to the same old head unit as other Toyota Fortuners. That comes with a 360-degree camera, which is pretty nice, and rear parking camera, which on this unit is kind of finicky. Sometimes it goes on, sometimes it doesn't. It may just be this unit. Here on this head unit, you finally get Android Auto. No more going through Toyota's bespoke connectivity, whatever, I forget what you call it, but I've used it a million times and it's not great. Android Auto, you plug it in, you start it up, it's just fine. So aside from the toys, you get most of what's under the 4x4Q. So you've got the switchable four-wheel drive, you've got the auto LSD, you've got the 2.8-liter engine with 201 horsepower or PS. It's 200 something, and 500 Newton meters of torque, made it to a 6-speed automatic. And it's a very responsive unit. It gives you a lot of power. You just step on it and it goes, but it takes time to build up to the peak. Going down the road, you appreciate the little differences they made to the suspension. They've tried to soften it up. They've tried to adjust the suspension, cure the infamous Fortuner ride. And it works a little bit. You're not going to call this class leading in terms of ride comfort, but it's not terrible. It was not great when I first received this car, and then I realized that someone at the stockyard had pumped the tires up to 50 psi, and anything on 50 psi rides like crap. Pumped down to the factory recommended 29 psi, and there's still some jitters, but it's not something that'll make you lose your lunch. It's actually worse at low speeds. There's a little lumpiness to the way it rides. On the highway, it's perfectly fine. On the highway, you're cruising along at just over idle at 80 to 100 kph, and the Fortuner finds its legs at 100 kph. At 80 kph, sometimes you have to kick down a gear to pick up speed, but at 100 kph, it still does just above idle, and fuel economy is not much different whether you're trying to save money at 60 or 70 or 80 or 90. You're going to get something from 16 to 17 kilometers a liter. At 100, you're still going to be doing 16, but you'll get there a lot faster. So that's a benefit of the long-geared 6-speed automatic. Aside from that, a lot of what's in here is the same as other Fortuners. You still have the same 7-seat layout, the same fold up to the sides third row, which we want our third rows to fold flat, but I actually delivered about 30 boxes of books the other day. I took 2 trips for it, but you know, folding up to the side seat, they weren't much of a problem. So backing all of that up, you get the Toyota reputation for durability, ruggedness, and dependability. Much of what's under the skirts here is the same as the previous Fortuner, and much that was under that is the same as the Fortuner before that. The engines have changed, but the formula hasn't strayed much from the original IMV formula. So you know what to expect, and you know that there are some drawbacks, but you know how to fix them. There's a lot of aftermarket support for the Fortuner. If you don't like this dress-up kit, you can go get a Q and dress it up yourself. And if you don't like the ride, you can fix that as well. So again, we're here in a 2.4 million Fortuner. That's 2.4 million. You can almost buy an Explorer for that. You can buy a Mazda CX-9 for that too. You know, add more and maybe you can get into a second-hand Prado or Land Cruiser, which is more Toyota, but does it make a case for itself as a brand new purchase? That's $400,000 over the Toyota Fortuner Q. Do you need the rest of the kit that comes with that front bumper and those LEDs? I don't know. It's up to the buyer. I do know though that Toyota knows that its buyers will be very happy with this. I mean, it is a Fortuner. It is the most powerful Fortuner yet, the most loaded Fortuner yet. And did I tell you it's got air-conditioned seats? It's the coolest Fortuner yet. And if they're not happy, they can buy stuff to add on to it to make themselves happier, because it's a Toyota. These are the best-selling cars anywhere, and that's for a good reason. So for Top Gear Philippines, this has been Nicky Tamayo with the brand new Toyota Fortuner LTD signing out. This week on Top Gear, I wear a caterpillar around my neck.